the next one. How are you gonna read it down here? Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. I love you, Mom. All of these things. So I'm just, ripping these back to back. Obviously, I got another half hour before Dylan's done with training. But this one's just sorry, Mom, like for so many things, right? So coming off the last one, talking about the black and white thing, like, sorry for that, right? She used to yell at me about that all the time and just be like, dude, the world is gray. And when I was young and, had the world by the bees, I just didn't, I just thought things could be one way or the other, right? And now as an old man, I think that's a lot different. That was, nice transition from the last podcast, not the original Sorry Mom. The original Sorry Mom, I realized was on May 14th, so a couple weeks ago, 2026. And I just didn't want to cook dinner. Like, breaking away from, trying to become a better partner to Mego and, less of a panda, right? Like, when I get home now, it's check the dishes, check the laundry, pick up the counter, do all of the things that I think is in her female mental load, trying to do, I think it's called acts of service for my wife, because I am trying to be better than a panda, right? Or a better panda, move up the scale of pandas. But so I just didn't want to make dinner. Dinner used to be fun. In my 20s, I started learning how to cook when we had kids, the little kids walking around. I got into it. I love it. My favorite show is Top Chef. We got 2 to watch tonight. I'm so fired up. But also goes to the point that I haven't seen Mego. Mego and I aren't together ever, which is a bummer, but this is our life. And we're in our watching the kids play sports stage, I think they call it on Instagram. But so on May 14th, 2026, Mom, I just didn't want to cook dinner. And so I am so sorry for teasing you. This one's going to be a little bit of comedy too. But we had baked chicken breasts and green beans. I don't think there was a starch, but the whole thing. I don't know if I should just make jokes here or go serious, but we had the same thing for 10 years, right? We had chicken and we had beans. And I can't remember if there was a starch. And I used to tease my mom so much. I'm still going to tease you about this, Mom. We tease you so much about the food, right? And every night it was you guys want ketchup or you want barbecue sauce? And me and Greg would just sit there, right, and wait for my dad to choose. We'd just defer to him. And there was over the decade, I think I had strong feelings sometimes towards ketchup or towards barbecue. But the baked chicken would come out, it was cooked in there for 3 hours. On 375, the chicken come out, and it was ketchup or barbecue. But I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't even know the female mental load was a thing until about 3 years ago. And that's credit to you, right? I guess that's one way to look at this. Is definitely credit to Mego, right? No credit to me anywhere. But I didn't realize, I took for granted everything you did, Mom. I knew you did all the laundry. I knew you folded my laundry. I knew you made me lunch every day, right? I got a turkey, cheese, lettuce, and mayonnaise sandwich every day for my whole life, just like chicken for dinner. I'm just kidding. But the toughest thing my kids do is make their own lunch. my kids are so spoiled. We have them make their own lunch and take the bus, and I feel those are 2 things that I draw the line, because I just don't it's too much effort for me to not too much effort, but I was home for 2 years doing nothing. I still just didn't want to drive them to school to set that precedent. And once they're old enough, they started making their own lunch. And that's something I never did. So Grammy, don't tell them that you drove me to school every day and made my lunch every day. Turns out I'm actually maybe it was more spoiled than my kids. So I'm sorry, Mom, and thank you, Mom, for that. Mom, I want to apologize for the time the cops called in the middle of the night. I was 15 and a half. I don't think my car was registered yet. I definitely didn't have a license yet. And you got a call in the middle of the night. Because that car was 100 feet up, 100 yards up the street from where Andrew's girlfriend was. But, that was two cars went in, 2 police cars went in, 3 went out. Turns out they called Mom. She drove the car home. Me and Andrew walked home and woke up. When we got to the door, there's a note on the door that just said, "Wake me up when you get home." Sorry, Mom. Sorry the cops woke you up in the middle of the night. Sorry you got that letter that said I like missed my court appointment. I think at the time I was living in an apartment off Craigslist in Brighton with like 7 strangers, a bunch of people that were really different. And sorry, that's how you found out about that. To be fair, I missed the court appointment because I didn't know about it. That was it. No, just kidding. That was Pete's fault. Actually, that was Pete's fault for sure. Sorry for basically every version of me from middle school to high school, probably into my 20s. Like raising kids is the hardest thing we'll all ever do. And I didn't realize that, obviously, but now I'm raising middle school kids. I'm coaching middle school kids. I'm teaching high school kids. I'm 41 now, right? I'm getting older. I have all my own grumpiness coming all the time. But sorry and thank you, Mom. Like, thank you for like waking up at 5 in the morning and getting your like alone time with your friends and doing, you're an early walker all the time. You still do that. You got me to school, you kept me fed, you drove me around. I do have a question about that. So like when we finished practice in elementary school and we did we'd call collect and say, come pick me up. Like why was that a thing? That's a question. I'm sorry for everything that I was as a middle schooler. Now I've learned so much about brain science and like I had emotions I couldn't handle, and I wouldn't listen to anybody, right? And everyone from Chatham like knows who I was. Like I was a horrible kid, right? So sorry, Mom. Sorry for all of that. But like we caught like on the pantry, there's a calendar, right? That just said will practice like 5 to 6:30. So like I don't know why I had to call collect, but I'm sorry for most of the stuff, but just a couple questions along the way. We can say a curious question, a curious question, or I'm curious about is how they tell us to talk now, right? So I'm curious about is like the new with all due respect. So I'm curious about why I had to call to get picked up. I'm curious about why we had an A's player live with us going into my junior year of high school. Just kidding. I'm sorry. That's like, that's probably something I imagine you beat yourself up over. And I'm sorry I was such a degenerate. I'm sorry I would stay up all night with kids that would get drafted in the first round and gamble and play cards and, do all sorts of bad things in our basement and in other people's basements. But I'm sure if you were to write a book, the suggestion would be to take in the A's player when your kids are young and cute and think something different rather than like when they can buy them beer. So we'll put that if you and I write a book together, if this, you want to come on the podcast, that'd be, Mom, you'd be a killer guest. Anyone's invited, but Mom, I don't know what we talk about. We could tell stories. We got to tell the 41-year-old 2026 version. I think, I'm still trying to keep my job so I can try and help kids coach and teach. But I think that would definitely go in the like do not recommend handbook would be having A's players around your kids when they're close enough to party with them. I'm trying to see my notes. I'm sorry for everything, right? I'm sorry for who I was as a kid, right? I'm doing all day. I spend every day trying to stop kids from making the decisions I did, right? From being a bully, right? Like from being mean. We can just leave bully covers all of it. And I think that's the harshest word we can use now, but I was not a good kid, right? Like middle school for me wasn't hard because I was like the fast kid, right? So I was fast, so I was athletic. So then like, whatever, that makes you the popular kid in a small town. So you just think you know it all. So I'm sorry for thinking I know it all, Mom. I can't imagine that is not a trait that Dylan and Rory have, thankfully. And I couldn't imagine them coming at me thinking they got it all figured out. Right, I couldn't, right? I spend so much time with high school students and coaching their friends and coaching them. Like, they don't know anything, right? So, like, I didn't know anything, and I just wouldn't hear it from you, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm sorry for all the beer cans in the backyard. Like, Andrew would walk out the slider basement, and Andrew would just throw them in the woods. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about, like, every 4th of July probably of my entire life. I think I'm okay now. Like maybe the last 2 or 3 years have been okay. But that's just because I can't find my friends from Chatham when we were hanging out at Jackknife, and that party kind of ended with some rain dates. I think I was okay early. You know, well, we got the kids with us, so I think we keep it okay. But sorry for so many 4th of Julys. Sorry for that one Easter. There's one Easter where it was really bad. Probably a bunch of Thanksgiving and Christmases. But mostly sorry just for being a middle school kid, right? And I don't mean that to say like every middle school kid, like I was the worst of them. But now that I know like how hard it is to raise kids and to try and get kids to like be mature and make good decisions, like I'm gonna look this way, right? I still look at myself all the time. I don't know how to do this, but Mom, I'm sorry for who I was and taking you for granted and not understanding how hard this was. Like I'm complaining about like not seeing Mego, right? Because I don't see her, right? Since March, it feels like I don't see her. But like you didn't see Dad for so long, and I can't even imagine what that was like. Like when Dad, when he wasn't there, he was on the ocean, right? Like he was. I got to fish with him for a couple of years, and like, you know, it was a small boat. We weren't going forever, but like, that's a dangerous gig. One of the first day, or maybe second day I went fishing with him, I had a huge flag. So the flag is how like you mark your gear. So there's a weight on the bottom, a buoy in the middle, and a reflector on top, right? So these things were pretty big. You know, I was a skinny little kid in high school, you know, obviously. I chucked that thing, and so it's a long, skinny thing with this, you know, it's probably like this big, just a metal reflector, just like this weird shaped thing. I threw that thing in the water like that. I went like this the first end of the set, and it smashed me in the back of my head, and I was just gushing blood, right? And there was a dude that swam from shore, right? His boat was on autopilot, swam to shore. His boat was on autopilot. He's cruising home. He's working in the back of the boat. He fell overboard. The boat didn't stop, and he had to swim like 2 or 3 miles in. So like, I can't even begin to apologize enough, Mom. I'm mad because I have 2 episodes of Top Chef because I haven't been able to see Mego to watch that show. And you did this all on your own, and you did it while Dad was doing a dangerous gig, right? He was out on the water, sometimes by himself. So I'm sorry for taking you for granted, like so sorry. And I'm sure that, like, I don't know, not everyone was as bad. I'm probably in the top 1% of being like a shitty S-word middle school kid. Like I wasn't good. I took it all for granted. Everything was easy. I never had gotten hurt yet, right? So I apologize for that, Mom. Like you were a beast, right? And the only like what I know, this like at the end, like the image I have of you being a beast, Mom. There's 2 of them that like stand out. One of them is you used to scallop with Dad, right? And I know what those dredges are, those big heavy dredges. And I think you were like 21, 22, and you were out there just hauling like hundreds, if not, I don't know, it's thousands of pounds too much. I know we filled the old Butchie skiff. I know you guys filled the old Butchie skiff that we took clamming. So I feel like, I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but whatever. Like hard work, and you just do that, right? Like you were out there doing that. So you were like bad. And that's like so much respect. And then the other one is the other end of life, right? Like at the end, like you took care of Dad, and you took care of Greg, and you took care of Grammy and Grampy and Grammy, and like I was there on the weekends, and I was falling in love with Mego, and I was still like partying too much, but like the strength you showed when Dad passed away was like psychotic. Like I can't, you know, like you were taken care of. So all my grandparents lived in Chatham, right? Which again, why I want to get this, like I want to shrink Medfield. I want to become friends with more people so it feels smaller to me and my kids. Because I was raised in a small town. I graduated with like 49 kids, and I think a couple of those diplomas were blank, right? Like 47 kids in my graduating class. I had both sets of grandparents. I had my uncle, one of my uncles in my town. And at the end, like my dad's dad passed away earlier. But at the end, like my dad passed away. His mom then passed. I don't even know the order. Show you what a shitty kid I am, or grandkid or son. But the strength you had, Mom, to deal with it, like I couldn't imagine. But like the strength you showed to like take care of our family. Like I won't ever understand. Like I wouldn't be able to do it, right? Like you, like in 2 years, we buried my dad, both of your parents, and your mother-in-law. Like, who wants to, like, your mother-in-law? No, you know, no one likes their mother-in-law. I love mine. But like the the strength is so real, and I'm like so sorry I didn't understand that. I'm so grateful. I wasn't then, but like I am now. Man, but you know, oh man. So I'm sorry for everything, right? I'm sorry for being like the top 1% worst middle school kid. But like, instead of sorry, this should probably be like thank you, right? Like, thank you for everything. Oh my God. Ugh. Like, my life's a joke now. Like, my life, I am so lucky. My kids are so lucky. So thank you. Like thank you for that. And I don't, you know, I give so much credit to Dad because he's like the tough guy, but like, he like works so hard, right? It's easy to respect a commercial fisherman. But thank you so much. I didn't realize like I know how hard it was. I know I didn't listen. I know I wasn't respectful. I know I like did horrible things and made horrible choices. And you just like let it, you like some whatever, you turn me into this, right? Like I'm proud of this. I saw something on Instagram the other day that said you just want like your 8-year-old self and your 80-year-old self to be proud, right? And I think I'm there now, but like maybe like for the last 3 years, like once I turn 38 and hopefully the rest of the time I can like, I'll be happy, like whatever, you know, whatever. But thank you so much. You know, I'm sorry for all the dumb shit Pete and Andrew made me do, and Smitty. But thank you so much. And I hope like when Roy and Dylan are 41, you know, hopefully they're better already, right? They're way better than I was now. They're smarter. I know more. They know more. We have more education about like how to handle kids and how to keep them away from substances. Now we have social media. We got to fight, but we can do it, right? We can do that. But anyway, Mom, I'm sorry for so much. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I'm now at the point where I like need more help from people. Like we need to work together as a community to try to help our kids. And I'm gonna try to do it, Mom. You know, that sounded like too much, but I'm gonna try and do this because I need to try and do it, right? I spend my whole day with kids. I get 150 new kids every year, and I need to be better for them all the time. And I need help. Like we need help. And you did it without any help. So Mom, I'm sorry for who I was. But I know you gotta be proud of this. I'm proud of myself. I think you're proud of me. We gotta try and make a change. But instead of sorry, Mom, I think it should just be thank you. Like thank you for everything. Again, my life's a joke. My life is so good. Like my kids are so good. But thank you so much, Mom. I love you.